You could have enough to talk about if you hadn't played anything.
Oh,
That's true.
how profound.
Because you could tell about the games that we play as humans.
That's also true. The game.
Yeah.
I did play a board game.
That's the name of my autobiography. The games we play as humans.
It's coming out only to Discord.
Everybody, it's 2019. It's Boss Barrel Radio. My name is Griff Hoffman. With me is Jeff Brewer.
What up?
James Scherer.
Howdy.
Y'all, let's talk about stuff.
I got a snake in my boots.
You sure do. You know what's weird? It's January.
Yep, that's really weird.
I've talked to you guys way too many times at this point.
You don't like it
Shut it
anymore.
down. I was going to say, this is a quarterly podcast. What are we doing?
The fiscals aren't in yet. I don't know what to play.
Apple just announced its earnings, so I feel like maybe that'll help us. That'll steer us in the right direction.
Oh, my favorite type of talk. Goodbye.
They determine the industry, right? No, I mean, they must have something to do with video games. I'm an analyst. And Apple's earnings report augurs much for the world of video games.
The only thing that I know about Apple's involvement in video games is it facilitates my Dragalia Lost addiction at the moment. So that's that.
You're still playing that?
It's pretty good, guys.
Has it been slowly revealing its riches to you over time, or is it kind of like
I've been
all cards on the
slowly
table?
discarding my riches to it over time.
You paid money for it?
I did.
Griffin, you bad, dirty man.
I did. So the first time I
like
paid money,
bad,
the first time
dirty men.
I paid money because I was like, oh shit, this is actually a decent game, and I paid like a $25 thing that was like get a cool ass character.
If only I could play this
just
casino
lay
again.
Here, lash me. Let me take my shirts off here so you can lash me hard. I'm taking my shirts off so you can fillet my skin.
Just if I spin it one more time.
Oh, I prostrate myself in front of you, holier than thou gamers. Oh, I'm undressing. Let me turn my camera on for you to lash
Griffin.
my body.
Griffin, stop. This is too much. This is too sexual. Griffin, tell me, did you buy the character outright, or did you buy the right to play for the character?
What are you talking about? I bought the damn character.
So you can buy characters outright.
Yes.
You can spend money to buy, like, if you like, I don't know, like shooting
Larry.
shoot face.
Okay.
Anime Larry. I like Anime Larry. Can I buy Anime Larry?
Hold on here. I gotta put my clothes back on. Okay, so legitimate questions. If I like a character, can I buy them? No. It's a roulette system.
No. You lost me.
Yep. But the thing that is good about it is it gives you a lot more spins than you might be expecting. And if you engage in the activities, which are actually pretty fun, you get a lot more spins and a lot of other things to engage in that give you other resources. And I don't know, if you like tech trees, you like upgrading, and you like maximizing your teams, Jeff, I'm looking at you could fall down a deep, dark spreadsheet-based hole on this.
Here's the thing. I played Fire Emblem Heroes, which is that, except as I understand, Dragalia has more gacha than Fire Emblem Heroes does. It has like a triple gacha system.
I don't know
How
what
does that
means.
even work? What does that even mean?
Can't you gacha like for heroes, but also for weapons and also for something else or something?
You gotcha for heroes, dragons, and basically like a stat point card. They're called worm prints.
And you can spend money on any of those.
It's all one pull. You get all your shit out of one pull.
Oh, okay. So one currency.
One currency.
Is that
Okay.
also one spin of the wheel, and you might get a character or a weapon or something else?
Correct.
Oh, okay, that's normal. I thought from the direct that like literally there were different types of currency for different types of shit.
Nope. There's your paid currency and your in-game earned currency. That's it.
Okay.
And how much would you say you have to spend to get to a point where you are comfortable with your party and your items and stuff?
$0. Absolutely $0. There is no need to spend.
Why did you feel compelled to spend?
I felt compelled to spend because I played through it I binged it hard, like really hard, played through the campaign in it, started getting some fun characters, and was like, I want one of those sparkly cards. And also, this game is fun, and I want to give it $25 because I think it's good. So I threw it in there.
I feel that.
I got some chump ass really good character that I'm like, whatever. Not thrilled about this person, but whatever. It's supposed to be good according to the tier list. Yes, I look at the tier list, and then
Wow.
a couple months later, I threw in some more money at it. Like, okay,
Wait,
still
Griffin.
good.
Some more money on top of the $25?
Yeah, I did another 25. So I've spent $50 on the game so far.
Oh, dang.
So in the world of
This is
addiction,
a
we always
lot.
say double it. So $100.
No.
No,
You
it's
can
more
look at
than
my
double
accounts.
it, man. It's like 4 times.
Yeah. So he didn't get rid of the TV in the living room. He sold the TV in the living room
Yeah,
for
he's-
Dragalia Lost bucks.
He's not counting the money that he already had invested into illiquid assets, which he then liquidated. So
I'm
he
not
could buy
saying
Dragalia.
I was late to the podcast tonight because I had to work my second job to fund my Dragalia Lost addiction, but you guys can probably put it together.
Griffin, I want to ask you a question about Dragalia Lost. So, okay, so you could go deep into stat management, which is cool and all. Tell me something about what I enjoyed about Fire Emblem Heroes was that the strategy battles were kind of fun. Like there was some tweaking to be done. There was some thinking to be done. What about Dragalia makes it good? Makes it fun to play rather than just stat management.
So
Waifu.
Waifus.
the waifus are not super hot. It's not super hot, not super great. Like not saying like sexy hot, but just there's not a lot of waifu content.
What's the dad version of waifu? Is there no such thing?
Husbando. It's Husbando.
Daifu?
Oh, okay. Thank
Oh,
God.
okay. Dilf.
Dilf. Griff, are you a Dilf?
According to the Valley
is
High School,
totally
yes, I am.
Oh boy, you two are like the power couple, the power parent couple of the local high school scene.
That's right. The 515.
Weren't some people macking on Jen trying to post pictures of her online or something?
No, they printed pictures of her Instagram picture and put it on people's cars.
That's weird, man. You're in too deep. Get out. Get out now.
A lot of weird shit goes down in Iowa.
So I'm gonna do a pause right here. So 9 minutes in. I'll cut this out if I see fit, but I promised you guys I'd tell you my New Year's story.
Okay.
Yes.
So if we want to talk about weird shit here in Des Moines, let me grab a pen and paper in case I need to cut this out here. So 9. That's a 9.
I'm really excited now.
Okay. So yeah, New Year's this year. I was playing some board games at a hotel because all shit broke loose at my house and my basement flooded. Kind of, it didn't flood. The sewers backed up and it was a stinky house. It smelled like poopy and it was bad. Among a couple other things going on too. So we're like, all right, peace out. See you, house. We're gonna have people over. We went to their hotel room or their hotel lobby and just kind of had some drinks there and played some board games. Played Pandemic. Jamie, thank you. Finally, I played it and it was a lot of fun. I feel like
I'm glad.
we got really lucky my first run on it, and I want to play it again. But
Nice.
nonetheless, I was packing my car up, stopped drinking a couple hours ago, and packed my car up to go back. I had drop mix there too, so putting all this shit in the car. I was going to pull the car around for Jen, and there's a person who came running around the corner of the hotel and was screaming her head off, just in hysterics. And I was like, oh shit, 1:30, young woman. This is probably some sort of sexual assault that happened on New Year's.
Oh God.
So she's just bawling, convulsing, and I'm like, hello, can I help you? Are you safe? And I don't approach her or anything. I'm just like, do you need me to call 911? What can I do? And she approaches me and she's like, oh my gosh, this man attacked us. And I'm like, okay, are you safe? And I asked that. This guy comes running around the corner, and he runs up to me and her, and he's like, "You got to save me, man!" And like our cabbie, he was trying to take us to a different location. He was trying to bring us to a different location, and he's like this. He's yelling at us, and he showed a gun to us, and he was like going to assault us and shoot us. And I was like, "Okay, we're going inside the hotel right now." Mm-hmm. So I grab him and I walk him inside, and this like
how old were they?
They looked like they were like in their 20s, maybe. I mean, I don't know, like younger than me.
Okay.
So I walk him into the hotel. The lift, not the cabbie, pulls around the corner, and the guy's like leaning out of it, just like yelling stuff at the couple. And I'm like, guys, just like keep moving, heads down, don't address him. Let's go, let's move. So I get him in the hotel, and he comes in too, the Lyft driver, and I kind of like approach him, and I'm like, "Hey man, they said no good things. Like, let's just back off." And he's like, "I'm on the phone with the cops right now." I'm like, "Oh, okay, well that's good because we were planning on calling them too. So what's going on?" He's like, "I need the address." I was like, "I don't know the address." So we walk up to the front desk together, and I kind of like shepherd him away from the kids so they don't have to see him again. And he's like, "Yeah, these kids they weren't going to pay me. They weren't going to pay me. They were trying to, whatever. They were trying to get a free ride. I don't know where I am." So at this point, we're like, "Huh." I'm like, "Huh. Well, something fishy's going on here." So the hotel front desk manager guy is like, "All right, I'll take the call." And he takes the call. I was talking to the police, give them the address. I walked over to the kids, and I was like, "Hey, you guys okay? Like, what's going on?" And I'm starting to walk away, and the guy just starts like screaming at the Lyft driver, and it's like the racial epithets start coming out, and how the man is like just the devil kind of a thing, and how he's gonna kill him and murder him. And I was like, "Oh, how the tables have turned. Okay, here we go." So the couple we were there with, like, the guy kind of stepped up to this other guy and was like, "Hey man, like, you got to calm down. You're gonna knock this off." And he got a little pushy, and the other guy got pushy, and Jen separated them, and then I moved them into another room, and I'm like just looking at this couple, and like the guy is like literally frothing at his mouth, and the girl's
he had
like
rabies
on the he didn't have rabies. He seemed somewhat coherent, but the girl's on the
racist
phone. Rabies. Yeah, it was. It went further directions from there at that point, but it was just, I don't know. It was a weird night, and it went from, I'm going to leave at 1:30, and Jen and I were going to go home to our stink house, to like 3:30 in the morning. I gave like 3 police statements. Ended up giving more later, and I don't know. Like,
wasn't one of them like on the run or something?
So later, what had happened was like the couple was continuing to be like kind of crazy, but the girl was like talking to somebody on her phone, and she's like, "My friend's here to come pick us up." And I'm like, "Okay, is he going to take you someplace safe?" And she's like, "Yes." And I'm like, "Okay, he needs to come into the building because I don't know if it's safe for him to do that." So the guy walks into the building. My whole purpose of doing this is like, well, this guy needs to be on camera too. He walks in there and he's like, "Hey, are you with the hotel?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not." He's like, "All right, fuck you, we're leaving." So the 3 of them left, and I just was like, "You guys really need to stay. Like, you should wait for the police so you can give your statements and everything." They leave the building, and then they book it. And then the police show up, and yeah.
Oh my god,
that's crazy.
And it turns out like the kid, one of the male, the original male, like punched the cab driver a bunch of times in the head as he was driving him to a different location. I guess they got into the lift thinking that they were going to their house, but they were so drunk they didn't know it wasn't their lift. So when he was driving to different locations, the kids got scared and like assaulted the driver and booked it.
Dude, was this on the news?
It was on the local news.
I heard about this on more than the local news.
You serious?
I think so.
I'd be surprised. I mean, it's pretty small time.
Uber driver attacked by drunk passenger. Oh no, I guess it's just an extremely common thing.
No shit. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to leave that in this podcast, but since I refused to give a statement to reporters, I don't know. We'll see. But
dude, that is absolutely insane.
Seems germane.
The amount of information you have, and the type of information you have is like every single story I hear out of every single patient who comes into the psychiatric emergency room. It's just complete hearsay, complete ridiculousness, and like just lies. And
Oh, you're saying I'm a liar? Okay, I get
No,
it.
no.
All right, I'm a liar as well as I'm spending too much of my Drag Ollie Lost game. I get it. Let me take my fucking clothes off here. You guys can fucking flay me, bastards.
are we back?
I think we're back.
We're back.
I never,
And we're back.
I never said I was going to cut it. I'm just saying, I might.
Well,
I don't know.
maybe. I mean, they don't have to know. What they don't know won't hurt them.
Yeah.
No, that's true. There's a happy
Or wait,
ending to the story.
They're going
I
to
guess.
know.
There's a happy ending to the story because I thought the story was going to end with you saying, and when I went back to my car, all my shit was gone.
No, the happy ending is the kid turned himself in.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Hooray!
And
Hooray.
hopefully the poor driver was not injured
Yeah.
in a major way.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Just
Hey.
the emotional scars.
PSA, don't assault your Uber drivers. Just
That's-
ever.
What if they're asking for it?
If they want to pay you for it.
What if they look at me funny? What if I don't like the route they've selected?
I guess if you're in Iowa, I mean anything goes.
What if one of them farts?
Have
Then
you-
I have to fight them, right?
Have you guys ever
Yes.
taken like a Lyft or an Uber and you're going in the wrong direction where you know it's totally wrong?
Yeah, we did. I've done that many times, and you say to the person,
You gently
Hey.
tell them, "Hey, you're going the wrong
"You're
way."
going the wrong way."
And then, depending on their mastery of English, they sometimes just don't respond and continue going.
We were doing that together in Boston for
We
PAX
were
2 years
And
ago,
That man did not speak very good English, and
No,
he continued.
and that Uber went from like $14 to like $37
Yep,
because he just kept circling the place.
yep.
Then we had really good Italian food later.
We sure did.
Did he make it for you?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
yeah.
We kidnapped
nice.
him. Yeah.
We were trying to get to like a mall essentially, and we could see the mall. We were literally just driving circles around this mall, and we kept saying like, "Hey, just take that exit," and he'd be like, "Oh, I got it," and he would just miss the exit, and then we'd do another loop. So
What camp are you in? Do you want to have a conversation with your driver, or are you like dead silence, don't look at me in the eyes?
Ooh, it depends on the circumstances.
I usually want dead silence, especially if I'm coming from work, because if I'm getting picked up from work, the first question out of their mouths is, "Are you doctor something?" Yes. What kind of doctor are you? Psychiatrist? My mom hates me. Oh, dang! I just opened up a can of worms, didn't I? Should have told you no. No, my family member's in there and he's dying, so no talking.
Just say I'm a butt doctor.
Do you just reach forward and touch the phone doing the navigation? She's like, "Are we both on the clock?"
Yeah, exactly. It's $500.
So actually, you owe me money now? This is New Jersey. Psychiatry is exceedingly expensive.
But I do, if I'm drunk, then I'm more than happy to be someone's psychiatrist. So I just have to be
Nice,
drunk first.
safe,
Yeah.
good thinking.
Drunk psychiatry, that's the next frontier, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just making sure. Yeah, I feel the same way. Like, I feel like the more like convivial I feel, the more interested I am in just like having a little conversation. But if I'm like doing something moderately serious, I'm like leaving the fuck alone. Like I want nothing to do. I don't know.
Griffin, you seem like a pretty talkative guy. I bet you like a chat. out of
Hell
your
no,
guys.
no,
No. Wow. Surprising.
no.
I feel
Dead
like
silence, please.
the novelty of chatting with your Uber driver is kind of worn off. Like when Uber was a cultural phenomenon, it was like, hey, how long you been doing this for? Now it's like, yeah, okay, this is the gig economy.
Yeah.
This can't be a full-time job anymore. We all know.
So Shannon was taking Ubers back and forth from work for a long time because her car needed a whole new transmission, and she commutes from central northern Jersey into the Bronx. So it's a hour and a half up to 3 hours can be each way. and she would take Ubers and Lyfts. And these guys, when they accept the fare, they don't know where they're going. And sometimes they accept fares and they go like literally from Jersey to Massachusetts.
Jesus.
And they just have to do it. And if they refuse the ride, then it reflects badly on them because you're not supposed to do that. And it's just absolutely insane.
Yeah, give my driver a 3 out of 5 stars. They only brought me up to Vermont. This fucking bullshit. My geography might be off too.
I was looking to go to Toronto.
I want to go to the middle of Lake Erie. Oh, man.
All right, guys. Should we talk about some video games besides my totally not addiction?
Yes.
It's so germane to some things which might be happening later in our lives, which we won't talk about here.
Yeah.
But hey, so you've been playing that, Griff. What else have you been looking into over these past few weeks?
Speaking of, well, we talked about this like with Game of the Year stuff. I think in the tail end there in Smash Brothers.
I have things to say about Smash.
I have things to say about Smash.
Oh,
I'm very curious where, because I think Griff, you and I, when we talked about it last, we were both like, but things have changed for me.
That's good.
Wow,
Regrettably.
you said that with more trepidation than like I've ever heard you express in your entire life.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, man, I guess it's good.
It's real fucking good.
It's real good. Griff, what do you think?
It's real fucking good, man.
No change.
No change. You still hate it?
No, it's still Smash. It's fine. I mean, I have fun playing with friends, playing with Hunter. It's good. It's just like,
I took this game to my residency and I set it up on like an 80-inch Samsung TV that my residency program was stupid enough to buy us, and we had the time of our lives. It didn't, and people who had never played games before, people who were like Smash, like, you know, not pros, but, you know, very literate in the world of Smash.
You guys are talking shit about me and my spending habits with my phone games. Let's talk about the medical industry paying for fucking Smash Brothers right now.
They didn't pay for Smash Brothers. They paid for a 80-inch Samsung Smart TV where every time you turn it on, it's like, which input would you like?
Does it talk to you like that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Does it play a little jingle when it turns on? Is it like,
Yes. Set me up with
Samsung
a
Smart
telephone.
Television.
You can use the remote. Oh, wait, you can't because the remote is stupid. Use your phone. Get an app.
Better yet, talk to me.
No, it does. It doesn't. It's the worst. It's the absolute worst. And it's like plugged into all like the insane like telepsychiatry and video conferencing equipment that we have. So there's like literally a camera that just follows you around. It's very bizarre. Anyway, we played Smash on this thing and I was just so surprised. I gave everyone the crappy little Joy-Cons. And I'm just so surprised. It's still fun, even with a crappy little Joy-Con, and even people who are very literate with Smash.
Nope. False.
They're not that literate with Smash.
No, they're not.
They're more than I am, and I
Do they even dash dance?
Do they wave bird? I don't think they wave bird.
No, man. It's wave dashing doesn't exist anymore. It's dash
wave
dancing
birding
now.
does. If you don't know about wave birding, then you're not even in the game.
Wave bird.
Did you even watch Evo?
The wave bird is not suitable for competitive play. It has a high latency.
I saw Sonic Fox Wavebird. It's back.
Is Sonic Fox the one who competes in full furry cosplay?
Yeah, he's awesome.
Gamer of the Year,
He's
man.
the coolest
He's
shit
awesome.
ever.
Yeah. No, I mad props to him. I just wanted to make sure.
He's like the coolest dude.
He doesn't play. Doesn't he play Dragon Ball Fighter?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He plays a lot of stuff.
That's what I thought. Yeah,
He plays Smash.
he's played Smash.
No, I don't know if he plays Smash at the same level, but he plays a lot of stuff.
Okay. Anyway, so you played it with the Joy-Cons with your casual scum friends.
Yes, and it was incredible. I was so happy with, like, everyone was into it. My program director walked in on us, and one of our star residents, his name is Sebastian, and he got into Columbia for child psychiatry next year. He had this look on his face, just sheer joy, the likes of which none of us had ever seen. And I
so
was
much
kind
so,
of...
he quit school, he quit his job, he quit it all. He's now
Yeah.
semi-professional Smash boy.
Joy-Con only.
He took his acceptance letter to Columbia and he ripped it up and he threw it in the toilet. And in the same moment, he yanked on a furry costume and he ran off into the sunset. It was beautiful. But how did it change for you, Jeff?
I feel like I started playing it and I was like, this is dumb. Like I felt like it was just like kind of rote. Like there's so many characters and it didn't feel special. It felt fast in the way that Melee, when I first played it, initially felt fast and just kind of like fun sucking a little bit. But the more I've stuck with it, the more it's just kind of sunk its claws into me. I'm like, yeah, I begrudge that this game is pretty good.
Who's your main?
And that I find I'm playing Ike right now a lot.
Uh-huh.
You got a problem with Ike?
No.
All right.
I'm just gonna rattle your cage by saying that.
I feel like of the Fire Emblem Bros, he's the least gross.
Guess my main.
Mario?
Donkey
No.
Kong?
No.
Pikachu.
Yep.
Pikachu
He's
is
good.
super broken. Yeah, he's supposed to be quite good.
He's really good. I beat people a lot.
Yeah, he's supposed to be one of the best characters in the game.
Yeah.
Are you guys playing online?
I haven't played online yet. I want to.
I have played online, and I've played online both with the Switch undocked with Wi-Fi and with the Switch docked with a you know.
Oh, you have the LAN adapter?
I have the LAN adapter.
Oh,
All of
dang.
my consoles are hardwired.
So,
All right.
what is it like paying for a second year of Nintendo Online subscription? Better or worse than $50 into a phone game?
Wait a minute. First of all, it's 2 years of Nintendo Online is cheaper than $50 in a phone game, number one. Second of all, we're not through the first year yet.
Okay, so
Yeah,
there is
so
a
calm
rolling.
down,
There's a
partner.
rolling thing there.
And there's
good.
news about that I forgot, but I'm going to put it in the news section. Maybe we can talk about it later.
All right.
But over Wi-Fi, I always lag to the point of it being unplayable, and the game quits. And then when I get back into the game, it's like, hey, don't leave games because we'll kick your butt. And I'm like, okay, well, I didn't want to leave the game, but. And then when I play wired, it's pretty much flawless. I don't know if it's doing a thing where when you play wired, it only matches you with other people with a wired connection or something, but who knows?
I don't think that's a thing. That makes me really disappointed because I don't want to play wired. I don't want to buy a LAN adapter, and I also don't want to use a TV.
If you buy a LAN adapter, your downloads will be much faster.
Yeah, but I don't
Much
care
faster.
about that. That doesn't matter.
You don't care about that?
No,
Dude,
I don't.
The second I press buy on a game, all I want is that game immediately right now, and every second I don't have it, it just digs into my brain. Is that addiction?
No, not at all. You're fine.
Okay, good.
I haven't been playing as much stuff recently, so I feel like I don't know. I have a lot of patience right now.
I have a lot of patience otherwise in my normal life, more so than usual, but definitely not for gaming. Because when I come home and it's gaming time,
It's gaming time.
and that's what I say. I say, "Shut up, Mom. It's gaming time." And she's like, "You haven't taken out the trash in a long time, and you smell bad." That's what my mom sounds like. And I say,
That's pretty
"Shut up,
close.
Mom. It's game time."
So can I ask you a question? Who else do you like other than Pikachu? Anyone? Do you have everyone yet?
I've unlocked maybe like 30 people.
Wow, what a-
Jesus Christ! You
What
haven't even played
casual
the game,
scum.
right?
Probably because he plays with Joy-Con. He
Yeah,
gets
probably.
the Joy-Con penalty.
I mean, I've got all the characters, so it's pretty much like one of those Dragon Age situations, right?
I also play with an 8-bit controller, okay?
wow,
that I've
that's,
not-
So
Nodded.
third-party.
that's not tournament legal,
Okay,
Jamie?
Yeah, yep. Interesting.
I'm calling hacks. Wait, I have a question. Griff, who do you play?
I play Little Mac. I've always liked Little Mac.
Lil Mac. I heard Lil Mac is one of the worst.
Probably. Well, also I'm bad. But yeah, I could see that.
He has no recovery.
He certainly doesn't.
How can you be bad at this game? You wait until someone gets close to you, you press the C stick, and then you hit them. Real
What
good.
the fuck is a C-stick?
You haven't
Or you hit
mapped... Wait,
the right-
there's no C-stick on a Joy-Con.
You press the right... You know, when I play with my 8-bit
Yeah.
I press the right analog stick, and it makes a real good punch. And the other person goes
I'm starting to
flying
think you've
into
never
oblivion.
played this game before.
You're telling me you haven't mapped the right stick to tilts instead of smash attacks, Jamie? Wow. What is this, amateur hour?
What is it, tilt?
What do you up jump? Are you a up jumper?
I'm an up jumper. I'll admit it.
God.
I don't hit
no.
Wire X. I can't do it. It doesn't. How do you control your jump arcs, man?
I'm just fucking with you. I can't do it either.
Yeah, it breaks my brain.
I don't.
Even though like every other game doesn't
No
use
way,
stick
man.
jumping.
Yep.
I mean,
way.
if you're good, you're not supposed to use stick jumping, but I'm not good. I'm bad.
All right, Jeff. Here's the test. All right, Jamie. You got to answer quickly, otherwise, I know you're googling. Who's your
King K.
favorite
Rool.
new character?
Sonic.
Sonic, he's not new.
Yeah, he's new, he's
I
new,
like
though.
Incineroar, actually. He's kind of cool.
My
'Cause in
favorite's
the old games-
Jason Bateman.
In the old,
Jason Bateman. He's a DLC character. He doesn't count.
Oh shit! Yeah, spoilers.
in the old game, Sonic wouldn't kiss girls, but now he does.
Hell yeah!
So he's new.
Yeah, I'm surprised I have that taunt where he just starts making out with Peach.
Yeah.
Well, if you put the game in upside down and you do the same
Yeah.
taunt, he makes up with his elbow. It's pretty funny.
No, I like Incineroar. I think Isabel's kind of cool, but I don't understand her. I like her fishing rod, though.
I do like the fishing rod too.
Yeah,
It's
but
good.
Incineroar, he's like, I like the heavy dudes. They're fun.
And K. Rool has the best recovery ever for a heavy. It's super fun.
Yeah, I don't like projectiles very much. I know they're really good, but
Also, when
Hadouken!
you can play the music from his stage, and that's pretty good. I don't know if you
Yeah,
guys
it's
can-
I listened to you foam at the mouth
Uh-huh.
over that song
Oh, yeah.
for like 20 minutes.
Pretty good song.
At one point, you edited the podcast so you screamed in delight and it faded back into the song.
Uh-huh.
And it was amazing.
Yeah. Yep.
oh man,
It's a really
That was
good,
such a good
it's a
episode.
really good song, guys.
I love how it's in that episode, which is the episode that precedes this for you people who should listen to it. It's literally Griffin just professing his love, and two fellow Iowans just kind of slack-jawed. You can just, even though it's a podcast, you can just imagine just slack-jawed
wait,
kind of.
aren't Iowans always slackjawed?
Oh, wow.
I'm just kidding.
Oh man. Steve King's coming for you.
Typical Boss Barrel East liberal elitism.
Yeah.
That's right. There's going to be a feud. There's some beef now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Steve King unlockable?
No,
he from Iowa?
he's locked
Is he
up.
one of-
He's
is he one of
fucking
yours?
locked. He's unlocked.
Oh,
He's the only Republican from Iowa these days, I believe.
Fox, that's one of ours.
He's from northern Iowa, and that's
We
not
don't
that's not
talk
us.
about Northern Iowa.
Yeah. That's the part of the state that I go to, and they want to beat me up all the time, even without farting.
Why? Because your beard isn't gnarly enough?
He isn't supreme enough.
Because I usually talk to people nicely, and they think I'm gay, and then they want to fight me.
Oh, that's the reason why my fiancée didn't get involved with me for 3 years.
She wanted to fight her because she was gay.
No, because she thought I was gay.
Wait, you're not gay?
God, I thought we had some freaking
I
diversity on
gave you
this.
my promise ring.
Yeah, you know, I like to keep people on their toes.
You sure do.
That's true.
Anyway, Smash that got away from us. That got real far away from us.
Sure did.
That just
I
slipped
think,
right
I
out
think
from under us.
the whole conversation has been pretty Smash adjacent, if you ask me.
Yeah, that's true. Kind of like me on a stage in Smash.
I
It's
think
kind of off the edge.
the bottom line is we're going to have to settle it in Smash.
I'd be down to do that, like literally after this podcast
That's the correct answer. We're going to do
with
that.
with you bros.
That's what's
But can I tell you
I'm
guys
gonna have to
about
pass because it's gonna require me to pay for the online service. Which, hey, no worries there. But also, why?
I will buy you the online service.
I'll play with you, Jamie.
This is ridiculous.
Listen, one-on-one no items final destination is
It's
the only
not
way to
even
go.
the
Actually-
money. It's just the fucking.
Actually, I prefer Battlefield because
it's going into the process of doing the whole thing. I don't want to do it.
All right, so Jamie, tell me about a game you're playing. I can tell you want to.
I want to tell you guys. So I played a lot of games because I have a life back now. So I played and beat the Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom, and this game is superb. Have either of you guys tried it? I know,
Never
Jeff,
heard
you
of
were
it.
interested.
I'm interested. I just didn't get it because I was busy on vacay.
So it is on the Nintendo Switch. It is affordable. It's actually in a long line of games that I believe started on like the Sega Master System or something like that, or maybe the Genesis. But when the Switch launched, they released a a game that was a remake of an older game in the Monster Boy series, and I believe it has a slightly different title. The titling of these games is very annoying and confusing, but that doesn't matter. What's important is that Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom is incredible. It is So I was pretty burned out on Metroidvanias because I've been really playing and enjoying Hollow Knight, and I've just been pretty much consistently playing that for a while, and I thought I didn't have ruined my life for another one of these games. But this feels substantially different enough that it somehow carved a place for itself, and it just immediately felt incredibly snappy. The conceit is that you start the game as a boy and you're living in a kingdom, and the entire kingdom gets turned into animals. A boy!
A boy!
Read it, boy. And so the entire kingdom is turned into animals, and you are turned into a pig. And throughout the course of the game, you unlock other animals, and then eventually you get your boy form back. And you have to switch in each dungeon. You have to heavily use the new animal that you probably have received immediately prior to that dungeon, as well as a combination of all of the other things that you've amassed. So the game progresses to a point where you're going through these crazy platforming sections where, like, you're transforming from the pig who can do one thing to the snake who can climb up walls. Then you jump off a wall, and then you have to be the frog who can stick his tongue out and latch onto rings that you swing on. And then you change into the lion, and the lion can charge, and you have to use the charge to get in certain areas. Incredibly fun. The levels are extremely well thought out, and the level design is just insane. And this game has so many secrets. There's I think there's literally a secret on every single frame of the game. And they...
You mean every single, room?
Every single room, pretty much, yeah.
It's like every frame. It's like 60 seconds a second.
I think...
Jamie?
What's happening?
Griff, are you doing something over there?
Tell me about the secrets.
Oh.
Griff, you creepy man.
Tell me
this is why they want to beat you up in Northern Iowa.
Tell me about the secrets.
Man.
What's one secret?
I don't know what he's saying, but it's...
We lost him.
Is he reciting an unholy incantation?
What's one
so.
secret?
What's one secret? Is that what you said?
What's one secret?
I'll tell you about one secret.
There's secrets, damn it!
So in the craziest thing about this game is that this game makes you do things that are so hard that in other games they would be optional. So this is like the B-sides or the C-sides in Celeste. This game is like, no, you got to do it. Just do it. You have to. And some of the puzzles in this game and some of the solutions to these puzzles are absolutely arcane. And are we
talking like La Mulana levels of arcane? Like big environment spanning puzzles that require you to collect different pieces of information, or are we talking solve the Rubik's Cube arcane?
More towards the La Mulana.
Okay, sweet.
But so well designed that even though you would literally never have gotten it, the second you look it up, and you will have to look it up, you will smack yourself on the face. You will punch yourself in the jaw, and your teeth will fly out of your mouth.
And then you'll move to Northern Iowa.
Yeah. But it's such a good game. You guys really need to... I mean, I am not a completionist when it comes to these types of games. I made a 15-hour game a 25-hour game because I just needed everything. I needed every armor set. I needed them fully upgraded. I needed every, music sheet. They hide these music sheets throughout the world. It's really good, guys. You should give it a try.
I definitely want to.
Should I just keep going?
Griffin apparently he's out of things, so he wants the secrets and nothing more.
I'm only here for the secrets,
and he's muttering under his breath a prayer to Satan to get them.
Yeah, I wasn't thrilled by those secrets, so I'm not interested anymore.
You're looking for more of a Faustian bargain, if you will.
Sure.
Yeah, Jamie. Hey, talk about more things. I see you're playing New Super Mario Brothers. Did you watch that Tim Rogers video?
Yes.
Is that why
game's good?
It's real good. Is this your first time?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I am playing with Toadette, and she's real fun to play with.
Because she falls in the hole and then she pops out of the hole.
Do you have your sexy Bowsette costume ready? Are you wearing your sexy Bowsette costume?
Every time I'm Peachette, I get super excited, and then I immediately get hit by something.
So does everybody else.
She goes away, and it's just very disappointing. But I think it's great. I think it's fun on the. It's perfect for the Switch. It's like you basically I play half a world. Like I get to the middle of the world, or I get to the final boss, and then it does the actual save, not the quick save thing. And it's like the perfect amount of Mario that I want to play, and then I put it down, and it's fine. It's just delightful. And I actually want to get into the Luigi stages.
I was going to ask if you tried that.
I have not yet, but I hear they are kaizo, as they say.
They're weird. So I played a little bit of the DLC. I'm considering double dipping. How much does it cost?
I don't know. I think it might have even been full price or $50 or something. I don't know, honestly.
Fudging damn it. Anyway,
yeah.
I played the DLC and found it interesting, but it's all the levels are 100 seconds long, and they're like Mario seconds, so they're not actually seconds. They're faster than a second.
Is that true?
Yeah, dude, they're not. They move much quicker than a normal second. Watch the timer go down.
Damn. So is it probably closer to a minute?
I don't know. I don't know exactly how long it is, but the levels are over quick. And the design is weird. It doesn't feel like a Mario game to me. It feels different. I want to hear what you think.
I will give it a try.
Yeah.
But the other thing that both of you, I think, would literally fall in love with immediately. Like, Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom is a wonderful, incredible game. Like, very excellent game. But Crosscode, especially you, Jeff, but both of you, really, I think you would just fall in love with pretty much immediately. It's incredible. And you should both play it. I've only played a couple hours, but it's just already so promising. And people are... I'm just going to use foaming at the mouth as much as possible throughout this... Because now it's in my head and it's not getting out. People are foaming at the mouth about this game.
Are you foaming at the mouth for it?
I'm foaming at the mouth.
Doesn't sound very foamy.
Crosscode is a...
Can you foam a little more?
Let me get some water. Hold on.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
One time, my dog Felix, he put a frog in his mouth.
Foamy.
He picked up a frog and then dropped it and started foaming at the mouth.
Was he playing Crosscode?
No, he wasn't. But we were very concerned. But as it turns out, that's just something that happens when dogs try to eat frogs.
So this game is Zelda, like a SNES Zelda, but it takes place in a fictional future where they have built an MMO on a moon, and the players control android type things, and they run around this moon, and you're essentially playing this MMO, but some weird funky crap is going on, and you're trying to figure it out. So the game is amazing on so many levels. Mm-hmm. It is at the same time giving you crappy MMO style missions and making fun of them, and I'm pretty sure it's going to subvert them shortly.
Okay.
And it has a really amazing battle system, and the battle mechanics actually feed into a lot of the, like a Zelda game, into the puzzle mechanics in a really good, fun and interesting way.
The full name is Crosscode, right? I feel like Crosscode has been the subtitle for the last 10 years of games.
Every Japanese game, the subtitle is Crosscode, except instead of cross, it's actually just a weird symbol.
Uh-huh. It is just Crosscode, right? One word?
It's Crosscode, one word, and it is on Steam.
Yeah, I bought it yesterday. Okay. I just haven't played it yet.
It's real good, guys. It's real good.
I'm excited to try it out.
You know who's foaming at the mouth about it?
Jason Schreier.
Jason Schreier.
Take the words right out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't mean to rush you, but I'm just curious also. Do you have more things to say about Crosscode, or can I ask you another question? Tell me about Obra Dinn. That's by the Papers, Please guy, right?
It's real good.
It's real good?
It's real food. I'm playing it with Shannon. It's a great game to play with a significant other if they like puzzle games. I love playing puzzle games with Shannon. We played Machinarium together. We played, oh God, what's the name? Incredible game made by, it came out on the PS3. Oh God.
Life is Strange?
Braid?
What? The time game.
Braid?
Yes. Okay.
That is not how I would describe that game. but that's cool.
The
You
time
didn't like
game.
Braid? Braid's amazing.
PS3 time game? Jesus Christ, no. Xbox
I know what you're
One
talking about.
action puzzle platformer, baby.
With time
So-
in it.
Or Xbox, sorry.
I'm trying to. So
Infinite Rewind Potion.
Oberdin, you're trying to discover what happened, why all these people on this ship were murdered. Very cool conceit. You play with time. There's a supernatural element to it. The system in this game that makes it so interesting. I haven't played enough of it to decide if it kind of is too much, and it's kind of it kind of is like collapsing in on itself, because it's not exactly an elegant system. It does allow for some really interesting play dynamics, but it almost feels to me like a board game that has just like you love playing, but there's just one or too many rules and rule sets, and I'm not sure if it's gonna click and I'm gonna really get it in the end. Because now when I figure out a murder, it almost feels like I stumbled upon it in a way. And I'm wondering if as I continue to play, it will become more clear to me, and I'll really like grok it, so they say. But who knows? But regardless, it's just a really fascinating and completely unique experience.
Jamie,
So it's a really
I wish this is one of the topics we brought up in our Game of the Year podcast, which is which are the games of 2018 that we wish we had played. And I'm glad that you are playing Oberdin, because I wanted to play it too. Everything that people have talked about in Game of the Year from the stuff that I listened to sounds like it's really fun, and I'm happy to hear that you're kind of having the same vibe with it. I'm fascinated that you're saying it's a little clunky, but
not clunky. It's just it's not an easy. First of all, this is completely unique, right? So it's not like you pick this up and you think, oh, okay, this is like X game.
Right,
Or
another
this is like
time
Y.
traveler murder simulator. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, exactly. And the mechanic itself is very unique. So I guess a way to it's difficult to describe if you haven't played it, but I guess a simplified way to describe the part of it that I'm struggling with is it puts you into little vignettes, little scenarios. Within those vignettes, you try to piece together what happened, and you know who got killed and who killed who. The where it kind of becomes complicated, and probably the key to its appeal is when you're inside one of these vignettes, you can sometimes exit it even before you're done and enter another one, and it's up to you whether or not you decide that you've like garnered all the information you possibly could from the vignette before you jump to something else. So as the completionist in me is kind of like perturbed by this, because you have to leave things behind and leave things unfinished and kind of start on a new puzzle while others are not yet completed. And to me, that kind of opens this big can of worms up. But at the same time, I think it's part and parcel of why people are foaming at the mouth over this game.
So do the different vignettes ultimately intersect with each other, or no?
Yes, completely.
Okay, that's
But
complicated.
But they're so, which is cool, but like yes, there's so much going on, and there's like 70 some odd murders to solve that it really becomes kind of overwhelming at first.
Part of the reason why I want to play it is because of all the high speak from the Game of the Year, talk. But the other side of it is so many people speak about it in like this context of like it's an interesting discovery system that uses pattern recognition and dissection and investigation. And from everything that I hear, there's also a lot of like there are a lot of races that are not white people that are potentially stereotyped, that are, from everything that I've heard, confusing to determine the difference between person A and person B. And this is things that I've like sussed out from podcasts over the last year, from people talking about it. It's like, are people just like not wanting to say that like this is like a racial guess who, because
it's very much that.
Okay, that's what I want it to be.
A racial guess who?
I'm sorry, that's not what I want it to be. That is what I suspected it was, and I wanted to play it to be like, okay, so these people are just kind of like beating around the bush to be like, yeah, I couldn't finish the mission because there was two guys who had dragon tattoos and were wearing clothes that looked like they were from Asia.
Yeah. It's very yeah, I don't want to it's yeah, I'm just not going to say anything, but yes.
I knew it. Bunch of fuckers. It's not a good game. It's a racist game.
It's like, imagine Guess Who, but
I caught you. Y'all racist for playing it.
But then part of it is you have to take the little character portrait out of the Guess Who slot and then kill that person. And so you have to guess not only the person, but who killed them and how they killed them.
Gotcha.
It's cool. It's a cool game.
And also it's racist.
And also it's probably super racist.
Okay.
Mystery
Overcooked 2
solved.
is just Overcooked 1, but...
I was going to say, hold on, they love it in northern Iowa. Okay, go on, sorry.
Steve King.
I'm leaning into
man.
this, guys. Okay, Overcooked 2.
Overcooked 2 is amazing. It's just Overcooked 1, but with a funny little story, medieval story overlay, and played it a little bit over the holidays with
Overcooked
Shannon.
is basically just like Diner Dash, except more focused on the physical spaces, right?
Yeah, so, I guess I should have explained. So, yeah, you are in a kitchen. Each level is a kitchen that has a funky design. You are tasked with creating dishes for restaurant goers as the orders come in. You can chop items to prepare them. You can throw them in pots, and you can combine items. And then you have to do things like clean the pots, clean the dishes, get the dishes, physically run the dishes over to a conveyor belt, which takes them out. It's a lot of you kind of bumping into your fellow teammates and screaming at them. Or if you're Shannon, just being paralyzed with fear and just clutching the controller in a cold sweat and then sinking to the ground. But it's fun. It's really good. Yeah.
That's super cool. I've heard great things about Overcooked, just as a series. Like, it's a really fun multiplayer sleeper game.
I am very surprised you have not played it. I just assumed that everyone's played Overcooked.
I haven't played it. It looks too stressful for me.
I should play it with Jessica. I'm sure she'd love it.
It gets less stressful as you go on, but I think the point of it is that the game wants you at some point to be yelling at your teammates. It doesn't get acrimonious, but
I get it.
acrimonious.
I don't want to do that.
Can you Joy-Con it?
Oh yeah. Oh no, it's designed for that.
Yeah.
It's actually designed for that.
I like the ones that are good for Joy-Conning.
What does
Yeah,
your
it's
Samsung TV say about it? Does it say plug me in, or does it say no, let it go?
It says, "I'm a steamy little dumpling."
Ooh.
I don't know.
Oh, a steamy one.
Searching for video source. No source found. Please switch inputs with the input button.
Griff, you're still playing Iconoclast?
Yeah. Well, before I talk about that, I'll just say quick. Hey, BattleTech's pretty good. Figure that thing out. It's a lot of fun.
All right.
You figured it out.
Who made BattleTech again? It's the
Harebrained
Shadowrun people,
Schemes.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Shadowrun people.
Yeah.
Does it have RPG role-playing elements, or
Sure
is it just
does.
All right.
Yeah.
It sure does, bud.
Sure does.
All right.
Slap my Mac on the ass. Sure does.
Better or worse than Front Mission 3?
Oh, well, that's a loaded question, huh?
Is there a fake internet in it?
No,
Where you can
so-
go and vote for
So immediately,
your
no.
sister for the cutest high school girl.
Yeah. So we're fucked already on that front. Yeah. That's all fan fiction at this point. Yeah, so BattleTech's good. It's growing on me. Still pick away at it here and there. But Iconoclast, yeah, I'll just get through this really quickly here and start it off by saying, hey, Iconoclast is awesome. Y'all should play that game and finish it because the ending is fantastic and weird as shit. And
Done and done.
it is a platformer. It is a puzzle platformer in the purest sense, where it is more puzzle than platformer a lot of the times. Its story is fascinating. Its writing is average at best.
I was waiting for that.
It feels discombobulated, but in a cool, like, old 90s, like, Metal Gear way where they didn't put nano machines into it yet, and people are still just fucking weird and things, and, like, everything isn't fleshed out and has an answer. I don't know. It's a cool game. It's fun to play. I had a good time
Irvin,
with
you
it.
don't like knowing why Johnny Sasuke became ill everywhere he went?
Johnny.
That's a Metal Gear Solid 4 reference, Jamie, in case you didn't know.
I beat that game, bro.
Do you remember when we found out that Johnny Sasuke wasn't getting his injections, and that's why he had the shits everywhere he went?
I don't remember anything from that game at all, except...
Do you remember when he married Meryl?
I do.
Did you watch the Christmas Metal Gear Solid read off with David Hayter and Cam Clark as they talked about Metal Gear from a Christmas standpoint, and David Hayter talked shit about Johnny for marrying Meryl?
What does David Hayter have to do with Metal Gear?
Oh, shit. You young people. You don't even know. Tackle your Christmas trees, Kiefer Sutherland.
Carry on. Sorry, I cut you off, Jamie.
I remember crawling through a hot tunnel. And
the microwave tunnel. Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember there was like a corpse torso in a black sack.
Yep.
That's all I remember.
I don't remember the corpse torso.
No.
Big boss.
Yeah, it's Big Boss.
Yeah.
You're thinking about the little like tripod things that were wearing the
No, he's not talking about the
flasher
geckos.
thing, and then there was also the Jello platter that was the Big Boss.
I'm talking about a torso in a sack.
He's talking about Big Boss. The boss's remains.
What was it?
Unlike
It
Death
wasn't
Stranding.
Big Boss.
Do you think Death Stranding is just going to explain how Big Boss got in that black sack?
So anyway, Iconoclast is pretty fun, right? It's not very well written, no. I agree, Griffin.
And
You
the
guys
writing
played
really
the whole
got
thing,
to me
right?
at the end.
It really irritated me.
Yeah, we both beat it, and the writing.
I
at
didn't
the
beat
end
it.
Really...
I didn't beat it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got to the like the one concerned tower or whatever, but I stopped after that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Good final boss fight, though.
Yeah, I saw it on a speedrun.
Good boss fights all around. Like good. I don't know. I think it's just a cool game all around. But
Konjak does good boss fights, man. That's his thing.
The writing in that was. I would pay $20 again for that game if it had the time to have some spick and span worked out, some spit shine on it. Like, hey, clean up the writing, flesh out a little piece here and there.
The problem is he's Swedish and his English isn't very good.
Remember when we played the game and he walked us through the game and he was literally so shy and embarrassed I wanted to just like cuddle him?
Yes. Do you remember when I tried to tell him that I like chalk and it barely registered? He's like, well, that's the first time I've heard that today.
Yeah, he like hated you for saying that you liked something that he did.
This is a deep cut of yours. I thought you'd be happy that I knew about chalk. But he's like, no.
I hate you.
Well, nonetheless, I think it was a really cool game. Yes, obviously the dude is not a native English speaker, but I think that in the same, like I was trying to make the comparison, like in the same way that Metal Gear left holes that were interesting to fill in with speculation, this game did the same thing, but maybe not in a super... Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say the speculation online makes it shittier, and that's about it.
Let's put it this way. So, like Dark Souls, right? Those are the games that are, they're known for having inscrutable lore that has just enough cool dialogue to leave you hanging. Whereas, Uncrustables, Iconoclast, that's what it's called. Iconoclast.
What did you just call it?
Uncrustables. Iconoclast, on the other hand, has inscrutable dialogue that, like, doesn't point at anything. It just is poorly written.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. But still really fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I disagree. I don't think it's poorly written. Like, there's flaws. It just seems like... It reminds me of my own D&D campaign where it's like, oh, I was really interested in this and I wanted to make this thing a thing, but I didn't flesh it out and I just kind of let it hang. And now we move on to the next thing. And yes, there's moment-to-moment dialogue that isn't fantastic, but like, yeah, sure, like that's it happens. But like, I love the big beats in that game. I just wish there was more to it. But I also appreciate that there's not, because it leaves that room for speculation, like the old MGS stuff.
I'm just remembering now, Jeff. I'm pretty sure that after, so I think I started playing the demo first, and you were talking to him, and I was playing the demo. Which probably wasn't the best for him talking to you because he was distracted because he was walking me through it. And I'm pretty sure you told him, like, I like chalk. And then he turned to you and he's like, yeah, go fuck yourself. And then
No, he didn't do that.
No, he didn't say that. But, he gave you his little,
He was just like, first time I've heard that today.
But then I'm pretty sure almost immediately after that, I told him something like, I like the way the wrench feels. And he was like, thank you. Like, he very genuinely was like, flattered.
He knew it was bad news. One look.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But Griffin, glad you liked it. I'm glad that the dialogue and the writing didn't get in the way for you. It really did detract for me, unfortunately. And I think I just had expectations for the game that were a little different than what it ended up being. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, I powered through it. I wanted to get through the whole thing, and I enjoyed.
What did you think?
I enjoyed it immensely.
What did you think of the way they handled the characters that occasionally joined you?
I think in the context of the boss battles that they were involved in, that was fun. It was reminiscent of Final Fantasy IV or Mystic Quest when you had a character that would pop into your party and then pop out.
Like your guest, yeah.
Always love that in video games. But like I wanted more from it, of course.
Me too.
Not to detract from it. I think it was cool that they did what they did. But there was kind of weird moments where it's like, yeah, I didn't feel like this did anything except just facilitate some dialogue, like with Elroy.
Yeah. I think Elro, I think is his name, yeah.
Elron?
Yeah. L. Ron Hubbard. My favorite character in the game. It's all about Scientology. Mm-hmm. I agree completely, Griff. It
kind of is, isn't it?
I mean, I didn't beat it, but maybe.
It kind of is.
You got most of the story, Jeff.
I did. I did.
Yeah.
I know that there's a big twist with the last boss, but we shouldn't get into that because maybe some people haven't gotten there.
Sure.
And there's maybe that's a good story beat. A couple good story beats in there. Anyway, Griff, you have more things to say about Iconoclasts, or?
No, just...
Okay.
Yep, that's it. It's a good game.
Right,
I'm glad that I was pressured into playing it by a friend here.
I am too, because it kind of bounced off me a little bit, and I feel like I'd usually be the cheerleader for that particular developer, as it were. I really pushed no too loud.
I guess I do have one thing to say, and that's like I would make my action or my platformer with an art style joke here, right? But I think this did something different for that genre, where it's like it was your Metroidvania, but you had limited weapons and a lot more puzzles to deal with those things, and I really enjoyed that part of it, where it was like you weren't just like, it wasn't like flavor of the level, like, oh, it's the bat level now, it's the double jump level, like Jamie, you brought up Hollow Knight earlier. I really liked that this game was not like I have the precision platformer plus skill based thing that gates me from area to area, like it having just the 2 or 3 big weapons or 5 abilities all together that kind of allowed you to progress through those areas. Like it was kind of refreshing in that it was very simplified, and I like that a lot.
I think that you should try Monster Boy then. It's not incredibly simplified, but just given what you just said, I think you'd really get a kick out of Monster Boy. Yeah.
Okay. I will check it out.
Yeah.
Jeff, you've been playing a game that you've been playing before, but now it's with mods.
You nailed it, baby. So I still playing Slay the Spire because it's a really good game, and you guys, I don't know if you've tried it yet, but you really, really should. It's super fun, and it's basically content complete at this time. I think there's a release date set maybe for March. I'm not sure. But they just recently added mod support, and people are making new characters with new decks. And I played one at the recommendation of PC Gamer called the Slimebound, and it's a completely different character with completely different mechanics. It's all based around minions, and also like sacrificing your health to summon minions and zero cost cards. So the game has an energy system which allows you to play cards, and you can there's certain like relics you can get which give you more energy, but typically you have 3 energy to start. But there's and different cards have different costs. But, like, there's a bunch of cards that don't cost anything, but some of them hurt you, and, like, the like there's all these different slimes that you can spawn, and they all have different effects, and like you can consume the slimes and all this cool shit. And it, like, honestly, with the mod support, I feel like this game has just like cracked wide open. Like, I feel like this is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of people coming up with cool card game mechanics. And I feel like there's so much more depth that could come to this game, either through official or unofficial support. And it's already fantastic. Like, it is already feature complete. Like, it's ready to be played. I highly recommend it. I think it's $20. It's just real good.
If we don't play Smash after this, I'm going to play that instead.
We're going to play Smash, and then you're going to buy it.
Okay.
Is
no,
there
I
a
don't have
person
to buy it
there-
because you bought it for me.
Is there
Oh,
a
yeah.
person there that tells me how to play the game as I'm playing the card game? Because I'm terrible at card game games.
Maybe if you like go on YouTube or something. I
No.
mean, the way that it works, Griffin, just so you know, so like you start with a deck, right? And then after every combat, you basically can draft a card from one of like 3 cards. And you don't have to take anything if you don't want to. So basically, it's kind of trial and error. It's because it's a roguelike, right? I mean, you're going to screw up repeatedly until you find a combination that works. But it's just drafting cards and slowly building a deck and just like seeing what feels good and what ends up having good results. A lot of trial and error. But you can go online and like look at what the good stuff is if you want.
No, I was just kind of curious. Like, I played a physical deck building card game with somebody recently, and I
Was
had
it Dominion?
No, I had a really good time with it, but it was basically because like he and I like played very simplistically together, and he was very like, okay, and then we do this, and then we do this, and I was like, I want a tutorial in a card game to hold my hand, please.
Well, the actual action of playing the game is pretty simple. Like, the mechanics are not so complex that like you need to have like, you know, an upkeep phase and like a counter phase 1 and a counter phase 2. It's just like, it's your turn. You can see what the enemies are going to do to you.
When do I put my trap card down?
No trap cards. You just play as many cards as you have energy, and then you're done. And you might get potions as well, and you might have relics, but that's it.
Oh man.
So potions, you can use them and they give you a buff. Hold on. Calm down. You can they're single use at any point on your turn, and you can get a buff. Or relics give you usually passive bonuses of some kind. That's it. So it's quite simple, but they are able to wrest a lot of complexity from that, but in a way that's accessible. And they start you with the easiest character. And then
Who's
you
that
slowly
character?
unlock the Ironclad. Then you slowly unlock additional characters.
Ironclad lad.
Ironclad Lad.
Nice.
I'm down, Jeff. I'll
It's real
play
good.
for show.
I would love to play that game if it's on my phone or something.
I think it will be.
Or a
It will be.
switcheroo.
Give it time.
Okay. I've heard
certainly, I hope so.
other people speak highly of it too, Jeff. Not that your word does not mean anything, but I don't know. Like, deck building card game is tough for old Griffey because I'm bad at that stuff.
Well, think of it this way, though. Like, you play it, maybe you lose, and then you start again. It's not like you have to, like, build your deck and commit to it. You're just building a new deck every time you play.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I'm terrible, and taking this card was the worst. Why don't I try taking this totally different card and see what happens?
Okay. All right. Maybe with my new interest in playing a physical deck game, I will give this a shot.
You really should try. It's pretty accessible. I'm not good at it either. I'm honestly not good at it either.
He would sooner move to Northern Iowa than play this game. That's what I'm getting.
It's a fate worse than death.
I am frothing at the mouth
Slackjaws
to play one of these games you guys mentioned tonight. Which
I was
one
going
is
to say,
it?
that's the first symptom of slackjaw.
Is
foaming
it
at the mouth.
Obra Dinn or is it Slay the Spire?
It's overdone, we know. Anyway, you should play it, Griffin. It's good. I'm going to gift it to you if I haven't already.
We're actually going to play Smash after this, and getting in real quick into the
We're gonna
news.
play Smash frothing at the mouth, or
Yes.
as we like to say, Smash Mouth.
Somebody. So, Garf, Jeff, Griffin,
Yeah?
you should buy the Nintendo online service because there is reputable rumors going around. Someone has gone through 3,000 lines of Nintendo online code and has shown that pretty shortly there will be Super Nintendo games on that bad boy. And they are Super Mario Kart, Super Soccer,
Pass.
Legend
pass.
of Zelda, Link
Own
to the
it.
Past,
Own it.
Demon's Crest, Yoshi's Island.
Demon's Crest is real good. Have you played Demon's
Crest or Quest?
Crest?
Demon's Crest.
Have you played Demon's Crest?
Is that the one that came out for the Wii Virtual Shop recently?
It came
somewhat
out
recently, yes.
I played the Game Boy game version of it.
Oh, okay. I can't remember what it's called right now.
Yeah.
Gargoyle's Quest or something?
Yeah. Yes.
Play Demon's Crest. Demon's Crest is a top tier game.
I know, Jeff, you're like number one proponent of it. I know.
Play it. Go on, Jamie.
Stunt Race FX.
Fuck that game.
Kirby's Dream Course.
Why?
That's a good
Pop
game.
and Twinbee. Star Fox, Contra 3,
Pass.
Kirby Superstar,
Pass.
Super Ghouls and Ghosts,
All right.
Kirby's Dream Land 3, Super Metroid, Super Mario World, Pilot Wings, F-Zero.
Don't shit on Kirby's Dream Course, though. That game is real good. It's legit. So, Griffin, if it makes you feel any better, it wasn't originally a Kirby game. They just slapped Kirby characters into it.
I just don't care.
Wait,
It's
there's more.
It's the coolest golf game ever.
There's more.
A golf game, you say, huh?
Yeah, it's like mini golf. Go on, Jamie.
Star Fox 2, Super Punch-Out, The Legend of Mystical Ninja,
Starring Goemon.
Goemon?
Super Mario All-Stars, Breath of Fire 2. So that's likely. It seems pretty well established. Like, this is being reported everywhere. This article's from Games Radar. Everyone's reporting it as if this is like fact now. So, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And I think you should buy it so that you can play Smash with us. And you'll get these free games.
Griffin has a Super Nintendo. That's probably currently hooked up. So it's a bit of a tough sell for him.
Ugh.
I'm happy it's coming. I mean, I have a Super Nintendo Classic, so I don't really need that specifically. But portable is cool. I mean, I can get down with that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll believe it when I see it. How about
It's
that?
definitely in there. People data mine the shit out of it. Like, there's 2 other consoles listed in there that they don't know what they're the code name for, but they'll probably be concurrent classic console releases to go with them. Because they found the Canoe emulator, which is the SNES one, and the Hakchi, is that what it's called? The NES one?
I'm not sure.
I think it's Hakchi. Anyway.
Or you mean the nesticle? Like a testicle?
Not nesticle.
Nesticle, like
How
my
dare you
balls.
sully this podcast,
Like my
Griffin.
balls.
I think
Oh my
Nestopia
goodness.
is the good one now, anyway.
What would Northern Iowa think?
What would Family Values Northern Iowa think?
All right.
They'd be left even more slack-jawed than they already are.
All right. You guys being assholes. There's some good people in Northern Iowa. They're good people. They do not like Steve King. They're nice folks who listen to this podcast.
I know
So,
that. To be clear,
thank you.
I harbor no ill will. Please put this at the front of the podcast. I harbor no ill will towards Northern Iowans.
How many Mainers listen to this podcast?
Please don't beat me up if I fart in your bars. I'm sorry. No,
How about this? I'm going the other way. Mainers, Northern Iowans, come at me. Come
There
to
you
New
go.
Jersey.
I'll dunk on Mainers as well. I'll dunk on myself, man. Just to be clear, I harbor no ill will. Everything I've said can be turned back on me. Mm-hmm. Mine is the jaw that is the most slack. Anyway,
You know what can't be turned back?
hit me with it.
The clock.
Are you ending this on this note?
No.
Okay, good.
I actually watched So did you guys watch the Mortal Kombat 11 reveal that came out today?
Yeah,
I
I
did
did.
not.
I didn't watch the reveal. I watched some of the gameplay of it.
I'm actually kind of intrigued, to be quite honest. Of all the fighting games
Interesting.
that I've played,
Says a lot about you.
the only ones that I ever really... I was never a huge Street Fighter guy, although I did enjoy Street Fighter 4. But I would say the fighting game that I was really into, like the most, was probably Mortal Kombat 2 on the SNES. I played the crap out of that with Nick Pointer. And I kind of, for some reason, just saw this and started thinking about that, and I was kind of into it. And I'm down with Ronda Rousey as Sonya Blade. That's pretty cool.
Oh wait, is it like live FMV?
No.
No. She's the voice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
doing
that's
the what's their DC fighting game thing?
Unlimited.
Oh God, what?
Unlimited, is that what it's called?
Something with a U. I don't know.
Universe, maybe? I don't know. Maybe it's
But-
universe.
You're not wrong, Jamie. Yeah, you can have multiple costumes. There's character upgrades. There's kind of a gacha system where you buy bullshit to strap onto your character to make them unique and yours.
Griffin, you love
Yeah.
gacha.
I do. Number one gotcha correspondent here, Griff Hoffman. Give me your shit. Let me talk to you about the gotcha scene here. Gotcha's coming down real hard and fast.
Not again. Not again. Put your clothes back on.
I gotcha.
Oh, no.
Oh man.
No, it does. It's a system that's You're absolutely right. It's predictably similar to the DC games that came out before. I watched some videos of it, and there's some interesting mechanical changes where they've taken the 1 meter and split it into 3. So you've got your defense, offense, and health based meter. So if you're looking at it in terms of like a fighting game where there's things people care about who play fighting games, like it's become more interesting. There's more minutia there to micromanage. It's stupider and uglier and nastier, and there's people's eyeballs popping out all over the place. Yes.
It's real nasty.
Other than that,
into
though,
that.
like, I don't know. It's just more Mortal Kombat.
I
Mortal
liked-
Kombat is good because MK9 did a great story mode, and 10 was okay, and this is 11, and we'll see if they can make it better than 10, because 10 was not good compared to 9. So hopefully they raised the bar again. In terms of a fighting game, yeah, it's fine, it's fun to play, but it wasn't good or elevating the genre. It elevated the genre in a storytelling component. So we'll see what happens now.
A few of the as I'm not a fighting game person, but a few of the mechanical things for some reason were kind of piquing my interest, like that perfect dodge possibility.
Yeah.
If you time it right, you can
That's a fighting
avoid
game
all
thing.
damage.
Yeah,
Yep.
You mean just frames?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means,
Not
but
new.
I like that.
Not new, pass.
And I liked how you could change Scorpion's little spear thing. That's cool. I'm down. I want to change Scorpion's little spear thing, make a little dragon. Sounds good
All
to
right.
me.
Okay. You turn
you
it
guys
into
hear that there's-
turn a little pterodactyl face from the MK movies. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. Did you guys hear there's going to be a new Switch in 2019? Because the Japanese newspapers heard it.
Did
Okay.
they hear it from analysts?
They heard it from like
They hear it from
analysts. They heard it from Jeff. No, apparently it's another one of those things that's just being reported as this is going to happen. Apparently, I think it was from an investor call or something. So there's going to be the first Switch revision, which I will probably purchase.
And
I think
say-
we've heard about this previously.
Yeah,
There's rumors going around about this.
yeah.
Hector predicted it. That's no good.
I don't think this was from Pactor. I think this was from a Japanese source. But well, it was recent. I don't know. I can track it down. I could do a little digging for you if you want.
Please.
But do you?
Jamie,
not
I've heard
think
the same thing. I've heard 2019. There's a Switch revision.
I've heard
do-
that
do-
too. Sorry, go ahead.
Do you not think this is going to happen, Jeff?
No, I think it'll happen. I think they'll do a revision. I mean, they basically said, like, this isn't the point. This year, in 2018, they were like, this isn't the point in a console's life cycle when you release a revision. And people are like,
Yeah.
oh, because that's next year when you do that. But I haven't seen anything that suggests that people know what the revision will be. I've heard the idea that it could be handheld only.
2 screens, front and back.
I'd be super down with a handheld only Switch, which is dumb, but I'd be super down with it anyway.
It's a bigger
How about
screen.
this?
It's a bigger screen on the back, smaller screen on the front.
Bigger screen, but it has a notch.
It
Just a
folds for
giant
some
notch.
reason. For some reason, you can fold it.
It's a screen, but Notch has to hold it for you.
No. Send him to...
No.
I'm not going to tell you where to send him because we're leaving that joke behind.
Oh man, that's a good one though. It's a good joke you didn't say.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It's a real good one.
No, I think there will be a new revision. I would love if it were announced ASAP and I could blow money that I don't have on it for no reason.
I don't see how it could be anything other than a literally like the same thing with a slightly bigger screen, maybe like a 1080p screen, maybe like a slightly overclocked version of that NVIDIA Tegra.
Yeah, if they could allow it to output the same in handheld mode as it did in docked mode, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Seems like
Do you
a
think that
logical
they would
upgrade.
change the body substantially? Because if they change the body substantially, it's not handheld only, then you're looking at a situation where the docks aren't interchangeable. Do you think they would do that?
That's a good question.
I think they're going to put more abrasive material inside the dock.
I think, yeah. I think if they were doing that, they would include the dock a second time, and then they would have two docks running in parallel with each other. I don't know. I mean, I think that the logical thing to do probably is probably a handheld, like a handheld only one. Although the issue I have with that would be like some of that stuff is already kind of small on the screen.
You know what I really wish? We had a sizable enough listener base that would go back to all of our bullshit predictions around all this stuff and see how wrong we were over the years.
We can do that ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say we have the time and the power. I'm not predicting anything.
I don't. So good for you guys. Do it.
The only thing I'm predicting is that probably in accordance with statements from the company, there'll be a revision this year. I don't care to weigh on what it will actually be. But yeah, I think, and I guess I will say, if they're going to release something that requires a new dock, they'll put the dock in there. Although maybe they won't put an AC adapter in there.
Yeah, probably. Griffin, Bungie left Activision. What are your thoughts?
Fascinating. I hear that the whole team was celebrating, popping bottles when that news came out. My initial thought is like, oh, that's interesting. Like Activision losing more of their swath of developers. But hey, it's the Destiny group, and what are they really losing besides Destiny? It seems like that's about it. Interestingly, one might expect that this goes the Respawn route, where it's the Vince Zampella leaving, taking the Call of Duty kind of franchise and leaving it there and saying, hey, we're going to make the next game. So what I hope is it kind of follows that same suit, where they leave, they do their own thing, they elevate the genre in the same way that Respawn kind of like made parkour, sweet, gigantic robots a cool thing and developed that, and Destiny kind of flourishes on its own, or maybe it's even a new genre that they take on. I think it's more fascinating, though, that there's just like an exodus from these big publishers. So
yeah,
I
we'll see
personally
in time.
hope that the CEO of Bungie, like Vince Zampella, appears at E3 in the audience and teases a game by just dropping the title.
Oh.
Sorry, no, I'll let you guys continue, but I have a different perspective on this than you do. But go ahead, say your thing.
No, it sounds like you got a thing to say.
Yeah,
what is it?
I do.
Get in
So
there.
I think
Take
that
your shitty joke and make a point.
Yeah,
all right, I will. You just watch me. I think this is bad for Bungie, and I think it's bad. I think it's a bad signal about Destiny and the future of that franchise.
I agree 100%. I think anytime a developer leaves the publisher and says "fuck you," like that's bad blood. That's burning bridges. Like, what is that relationship like?
I think Activision wanted to dump them. I think Activision's not happy with Destiny because it's not raking in. It's not showing the signs of being as milkable as Call of Duty. Is the bottom line.
It's not Candy Crush.
It's not Candy Crush, and like I don't mean that in like in a derisive way. Even like Call of Duty, like the latest Call of Duty game looks pretty fun. Like
it did well. Yeah,
it looks fun. Like I want to play that game, kind of. But
no,
like
don't.
I don't really.
You
but
don't.
It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch. Anyway, the shotgun looks cool. But anyway, the point is, I think that Destiny's not doing very well, and I think that Bungie's going to try to go it alone, and God hope they can do it. Cause
I don't think they're going to try to go it alone. I think they're going to start something. They're going to take it to someone else. They're going to say, look at this alpha footage of Destiny 3. Look at these beautiful triangles.
They're going to go to EA. They're going to make a Star Wars game, cancel it, make another Star Wars game, cancel it. Get blazed.
Jason Schreier was foaming at the mouth over that news.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not. As Griffin established, none of us are good at reading the tea leaves, but it doesn't seem like a good sign because I've only heard tepid things. Like, I know people like Destiny 2 okay, and like it's gotten better, but in terms of sales performance, I haven't heard that it's been blowing up the charts.
No, and I think that was kind of part of the reason for the departure was it wasn't, and from all I've heard, the Bungie side of things are saying like, yeah, we want to listen to the fans. We believe that like a slow drip feed steady rollout of this weird minutia that's buried deep in the lore and from the hardcore fan base of the Jesus Christ, the Destiny games, they're really liking like the, hey, we launched a new little campaign today and it's buried deep in French poetry to unlock it, and there's like a whole like world event to try and get to it, but Activision wants like the next big drop that's the next iteration of Destiny, and thinking about this positively, people who like Destiny say like, hey, we think this is really cool. Is this and then to be more realistic, is this a feasible, monetary scheme to just have these cool niche things that are, appeasing your fan base and not dragging new people in or not pulling old people back? Like that's a business thing that they need to figure out on their own. And it sounds like Activision is saying, no, we're done.
Think of the last example of a company that left a big publisher and got the rights to its own game. So IO Interactive, right? Hitman 2 is supposed to be a hell of a game, but it's a flop. It hasn't sold. And IO Interactive is probably going to go under. I mean, that's unless they can get a long tail, but like it did not sell. So I just feel like in this climate, if you're not attached to a publisher and you're trying to do big stuff like this, like, I don't know, it's a tough road to walk.
People were saying that they were going to get bought by Epic, and they were going to make a big splash, and they're coming out on the Epic store.
That's probably a logical path if they did something like that.
Because I don't think a game that has...
Oh, yeah, get your fucking dance emotions on in Destiny.
Do it, Carlton, in Destiny.
Fucking...
Well, it's still legal.
They took him out of Forza 4. That's another news story. Forza Horizon 4. You could do those dances, and now you can't. Which I find hilarious.
Your cars could do those dances?
Your avatars.
My driver.
For some reason, they put your Xbox avatar in that game, which just to me is such a blight that I don't want to play the game because of them.
It's not your Xbox avatar.
It's a special Forza avatar.
Yeah, when you start the game, it's like, what do you want to look like? And
Jeff, you have clearly not had an Xbox for a long amount of time because your avatars don't exist anymore.
Oh, they're gone?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, they look like Xbox avatars.
No, they look like various Eurotrashy people. That you can choose one of 16 Eurotrash people.
Really?
And
I watched
They actually took in the most common PlayStation home designs and made those the standard characters.
Nice. Very nice. The last piece of news that we can talk about that doesn't involve pedophilia is that...
oh, no. Maybe we leave that one behind.
Yeah, we'll leave that one behind.
Randy Pitchford, rip.
This is actually a good piece of news. This is, I think, a really good piece of news. Is that NVIDIA has opened up...
I'm out.
It's
Goodbye.
No interest whatsoever. Now we know how to get Griffin off the cast.
So Jamie, you never answered my question. So NVIDIA, they're making FreeSync work with G-Sync, right?
Oh,
yes.
Jesus Christ.
Griffin, to be quiet. Can I use the laptop that I never bought that has fake G-Sync in it and do G-Sync now?
Yes.
I can.
You can.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's
long...
cool.
Basically, what happens is they are testing and certifying monitors. If a monitor is tested and certified, it doesn't really mean anything because even if the monitor has any type of adaptive sync technology on it, you can go into the NVIDIA control panel and enable quote-unquote G-Sync, and it'll do its best. The issue is that if it doesn't meet that G-Sync compatible moniker, which only 12 FreeSync monitors have, it only does VRR, which is only, and as far as I understand, it means that it will only work between 30 and 60 FPS. So that's not the end of the world because once you get above 60, the effects of G-Sync become less noticeable, and between 30 and 60 is when you'd really want it.
So that's what Dave 2D said. Why?
it's just because when it gets higher, it's just harder to notice the tearing
because they're shorter.
Because they're shorter. It's
they're
like
for less time. Okay, that makes sense. All right.
It's literally the difference between noticing a tear at 33 milliseconds and a tear at 16 milliseconds.
Yeah, no, I understand now. Okay, that makes sense.
So it's just harder to see. And between 30 and 60 is when you really want to tap it down, and below 30, you wouldn't. That's like bordering on non-playable anyway. So I am pretty pumped about this. I think they did it out of desperation, and what I'm really excited about is as more and more fancy TVs start to implement some version of variable refresh rate, I can totally see when the next Xbox announces and it's got some sort of NVIDIA chip in it, I would not be surprised if they said that it does, this kind of technology is baked into that chip. And that would be really cool, because that would change console gaming fundamentally. Like, the input lag would go down tremendously, and it would be really cool to see.
Yeah, so. I mean, I think it'd be neat. I'm excited for that kind of shit to come to consoles, because I think it'll, as you said, it'll make stuff that like kind of runs like a dog right now because of those kinds of technical hiccups will hopefully be a little bit more palatable.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be into it.
So that's pretty much it. Griffin, did you die?
No, I'm watching a video about Sushi Masters right now.
Jesus Christ, the disrespect from this man.
I know.
Griffin, how do you feel about gacha? Are you going to self-flagellate after we're done here?
I already did it. I already got it in for the day. We're done.
All right.
Check it off the box.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
What will motivate you to spend another $25 on Darjeeling?
Honestly?
I can't remember what it's called.
Are you asking me honestly,
Darjeeling
or are you
Limited.
fucking with me?
Tell me the truth. Why not?
The truth is, if the game continues to pump out decent content over the next 3 months, yeah, I'll consider throwing another $25 in, because I want to support it. Like, I mean, it's like, all right, so that's $10, $5, $7 a month. Like, I think they're doing good things, and
that's less than the cost of a gourmet coffee.
You're so right. Yeah, Jeff, you should give it a shot. It's a Nintendo. It's a Nintendo game. It does things, so therefore it will elevate it into a stratosphere that no other game can ever achieve, and then you will suck its dick forever. So why don't you just go for it?
He's sassing me. So here's what I would say. I did download it, and then I ran out of space on my phone, so I deleted it. So I deleted it. I never played it. I never even opened the app.
Oh, that's
it's
perfect.
3 gigabytes.
So there's more. There's so many more gigabytes afterwards.
Oh, no.
How many gigabytes is it?
3, just for the initial download, and
it's
I assumed...
One of those refresh rates you guys were talking about.
I assumed correctly that there's extra data to download.
I've got 256 of those bad boys on my new phone, and I've
not
literally got
everyone
nothing
can
on
drop an extra hundo on fucking gigabytes. I get the cheapest one. That's what I did buy a $1,000 phone.
Oh man, I'm going to tell you right now.
I'll play Griff.
Don't play it.
I don't deserve it.
It's too good for you.
Sorry, go ahead, Jamie.
This one's going to be a dog to edit, huh? This one's going to be a bear.
I'm not touching it.
It's going to leave you foaming at the mouth.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to edit?
I hear that happens to your kind.
I don't want you to do anything to it. I want it to go up like this, like the day it was born.
What if I just don't ever put it up? What if I put it on the secret feed? I'll put it on the secret feed.
Griffin
this will be on the secret feed.
Because he'll be persona non grata in Iowa if he puts it up because of everything I've said. All the malice I've spewed.
That's right.
This is like the first episode that I made the doc for. So if this doesn't go up, I'm going to be so mad because this is my baby.
This is going to go in the secret feed, the side feed that only subscribers can get.
Yeah, this is going to be the 1%.
Yep.
I took like 45 seconds to make this document.
The Patreon family gets this.
Good. By the way, we're opening up a Patreon. The first tier is $1,000 and up. You get a picture of Jeff. You get a picture of Griffin flagellating.
I'll send postcards. They're lewd but clothed. That's a very common Patreon
once a month,
thing, by the way, in case you were wondering.
They can watch us do the intro with our video but only one of us is doing the video. The other
Who's gonna man the Snapchat that people can get access to at the highest tier?
Randy Pitchford.
Oh no, we're not touching that news. He's a gross man.
On a serious note, I am speaking of video stuff. As I play Crosscode, I am recording some stuff because I want to make a video where I talk about it in relation to mental health stuff.
That's awesome.
Because it's ripe with that. I want to continue to do that more and more going forward, especially if I continue to have some time and mental space.
Jamie, can you right now just do like a more plug for that so I can cut it out of here and put it in the beginning of the podcast because nobody in their fucking mind is going to listen to 2 hours of this shit?
It's not even out yet, so we'll have another.
Just do it. Just do it.
Go on YouTube and search Crosscode, and just click the first thing you see, because it's going to be me.
All right, how about this? I'll set you up here. My mental health. I just can't do it.
Call 911.
Is there only somebody who could help me?
Yeah, it's Jeff.
If there was a psychiatrist in my Uber.
How drunk are they? Is it going to be free?
Hey, everyone.
We'll have to...
Hey, everyone. You should go on YouTube and watch the video that our co-host Jamie's making. It's about mental health and Crosscode.
Yeah. It's going to be out in like a month.
Just Google mental health Crosscode on
mental
YouTube.
health Crosscode. On a new channel that I'm probably going to make that I have to come up with like the name for. There's a lot of things I have to think about before I do this, so it's, All
right, in 1 month, we drop the podcast. We edit in the name of the channel.
It's called Mother Grabbers Anonymous, and it's my new channel. No, I don't know.
All right, we gotta shut this thing down.
Yeah, we have to shut it down. This one got loopy.
Sure
this
did.
one went nuts.
It's NFP all over again.
I don't think Griffin has the energy to do it, so I'm going to do it. This has been Boss Barrel Radio, episode 1000 for the date 1/17/2019.
No, we don't do that. It's a good try, though.
I'd like to thank our guests, Jen Hoffman.
I'd like to thank the Lord Jesus
President.
Christ.
Yeah.
He guides me every day.
I'd like to thank Nintendo for everything they do that's holy and beautiful, and they do no wrong.
That is me. He's speaking. He's my mouthpiece.
I'd like to
thank
the Holy Ram, the true and one only platter that lives in the sky that produces these rays, these voxel rays into my eyeballs.
When did you learn all
these multiple
all this
monitors?
GPU stuff, Griffin?
You're
You're so coherent right now.
They do.
I'd like to thank Randy Pitchford for bringing magic into my life.
He's a magician. You know, how many magicians don't have kitty porn? This has been Boss Barrel Radio. I'm Jeff Brewer.
I'm James Terror.
That's the end.